Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk, first of all, I'm going to talk about perspective a little bit. I don't know, yeah, people can see the string. Okay, so if I was standing in front of this scene, my eye level would be about here, if you could see that string. So as I move up, everything vanishes down. So everything, that first building, see how those 2 points are vanishing down? And as I go up, the building in the back is also vanishing down. So that's one side. On the other side, I start here, and then I go up. This vanishes this way, and then it relates to those 2 points up there. So what I'm seeing is these 2 points are not in perspective. I mean, this is a small thing, but these 2 points here have to be vanishing down. So I'm just going to pick that up a little bit here. Okay. So that's just something to think about when you're painting on location, is the perspective. Okay, so now I've pretty much worked on the top part. Now I'm going to continue on the bottom part here. Okay, so I made this grass area here cooler than this foreground grass. So that foreground comes forward, and also this comes forward also. So I've warmed up this cement, and now I'm going to cool it down a little bit because I don't think it's quite that warm. So I've warmed it up, but now I can cool it down a little bit so it gets closer to the actual color. So I'm mixing some neutrals here. So it goes a little bit towards the green, a green neutral. But if I look at this and relate it to the houses in light, this is a darker light. So this is a dark light in sunlight. So first of all, I've really warmed it up, and now I can cool it down a little bit. Okay, and then it goes up into here. Okay, so, and then as I come forward, I'm going to actually warm that up a little bit. I'm going to add maybe a little bit of ochre to it, a little bit of yellow to it, so that this foreground here is going to be a little bit lighter and warmer. So I keep it in light. So I'm always thinking about what we call, from the foreground to the back, this aerial perspective. There's a color change as we move closer. So this, it's slight, but it's there. So this is all that dark cement in light. So I kept it light, but I cooled it down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to mix something for there's a little bit of a shadow note for this cement here. And it's a little bit darker than there's some kind of tile, or I don't know what, the stone that's a little bit lighter than it. So I'm going to put the shadow of this cement, and now I'm going to go to the tile, which is a little bit warmer. It's got a little bit of red in it compared to this. This is greener. This is a little bit redder. So I can make a change in those two color notes. It's not quite light enough, so I have a color change between these tiles, or what, Dale, what would you call these? Like, anyway, there's a change between the green on the. It's hard for me to paint and talk at the same time. It's slight, but it's a subtle difference. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the, there's a little bit of of a shadow. I mean, it's very slight, but there's a little bit of a shadow, like right here, to give that a little bit of form, because I'm going to then come in. That might be a little bit too dark. Okay, so now I'm going to fill in that grass part. That white here, I'm going to bring this down here. It gets a little bit darker as it comes here. So I'm kind of creating form here. I'm modeling the form, and then as it moves closer to the top plane, it's going to be a little bit warmer and lighter. Okay, so now I'm going to mix a color. There's kind of a curb here that's a light, and I can kind of use it to lead you into the painting. So I'm going to mix something light enough. So here is the curb here. It goes in here. And it kind of disappears as it comes around here. Okay, so now I'm going to warm it up a little bit because I'm going to paint the curb. Over here there's a curb that's coming down like this. And then it goes this way. I think I'm going to make this a little bit lighter. Okay. Make this a little bit lighter. So now I'm going to go to the building over here and model the form a little bit. So a white in shadow is some kind of blue. So I've made a little bit of a different color between the blue in the background building and the building in the foreground. And then this comes out like that. And there's a little bit of a shadow, like right here. And then I'm going to actually, for that roof, I'm going to put a dark right here.